Hey, how's everybody doing out there? We are out here with Brandon Bellinger of Atelier de la Nature, and here is one of their many fancy, awesome billboards promoting naturalist areas and promoting the conservation of areas. So here we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Brandon Bellinger. And would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about this splendid place we're at?
Absolutely. Very happy you guys are here as always. Invite you, anybody that's watching this, to come on over. We're at Atelier de la Nature, which is French for Nature's Workshop. And here we're a STEAM education center. We're interested in integrating arts with STEM education, but we do that in a nature-based way. We're also a 30-acre nature reserve, a little over 30 acres, and it's all old farmland that we're working to renature. So one of the things we try to do is also do art and science projects to get people inspired about the nature here in South Louisiana and conservation.
What exact town are we located in?
We're between two villages, Arneville and Cecilia. So if you're coming from I-10, you would get off on the Cecilia-Henderson exit, and if you're coming the other way, you come from Arneville towards Cecilia.
So in your time here, how many different species do you believe you have seen in many different ways? I know you got birds, you got bats, you got reptiles, amphibians, all kinds of awesome stuff. You see any mammals wandering around here?
All kinds of crazy stuff. The really cool, inspirational thing is, we've been here for about 10 years. When we moved here, this was soybean fields in the back. Across the street was sugarcane fields. Historically, this was sugarcane. And as we keep bringing in and creating habitats like the pond behind you, all this wildlife returns. So what we've seen is, over a decade, this steady increase. Each year, more and more species are coming back. So we've got over 100 species of native plants that we've planted and we've discovered already on the property, as well as total about 400 different species from last year's BioBlitz.
That's awesome.
So it just keeps growing and growing. There's lots and lots of insects, lots of snakes and herps. And if we want to take a look, this is one of the ponds behind us that we built with the intention of attracting amphibians. So this is essentially a vernal pool. But it's also an area where sirens and newts and other things find their way in there. Lots and lots of frogs, and it's things like this, which is not a major effort economically or physically to do, that really help to benefit wildlife. And we know if we create the habitat, animals come to it. And there's great examples of reintroductions of populations all over the world. So we're really trying to focus on conservation in a creative way, but also a way that people at home can do this.
So with the nature and the art, what's that you're leaning against there, Shai?
All right, so this is a fun example. You can see this. This is a collaborative project between half a dozen different people. So Chris DeCoe, who's an artist, made this metal form, this kind of skeleton. Then All Caps and Mushrooms, which is a gourmet mushroom company in Lafayette, donated mycelium. So this whole thing, this kind of mummy-looking creature is crawling out of this wetland. It's wrapped in burlap, there's straw and mycelium underneath, and it grows edible mushrooms. So the idea here is, not only is it kind of art and science, but it's also kind of bio-art, and it's sustainable in that it helps us eat things. So we planted it with half a dozen different species, and over time, it'll continue to decompose and go back into the landscape and help rejuvenate the soil. But already we've been eating mushrooms from it, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome. So I hope y'all get a chance to get down here and see this beautiful restored natural area and see all the different things that they got going on throughout these woods. Brandon, thank you for your time, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.